The most stylish bag in your closet may not even be something that you already own, but something that we can actually build. So follow me here. Before you buy anything else for spring, think again, because April just might be the month where you realize that you already have everything you need, you just haven't styled it yet. Last month we looked at spring trends we already own, so you already know that this month we're still on trend, we're just not spending a lot. So per usual, we don't have a dime or time to waste, so let's get started. Welcome to the channel, y'all. I'm Kima and this is deCollection. So this is the channel where we declutter with style, we restyle and remix old fits, we shop our closets, and when we do shop, we shop sensibly and we still look fly. So last month, we did a lot of heavy lifting. We decluttered shoes, we built the spring capsule, we looked at all the trends that are new, that we already own, including everything that Zara is pushing out. And that goes for all of the stores and all of the brands. Like, they're all following the same trends, right? So this month, we're still on trend, but we're not spending a lot of money. And maybe we probably won't even have to buy anything. We'll see. So this is going to be fun and it's going to be easy. So before we get into April's plan and weekly action steps, let's recap what we bought in March and how much we spent. Remember, we have a SMART goal this year to spend no more than $100 a month. Hopefully you're still only looking for high quality pieces, elevated basics, and intentional trends. But whatever your budget is, hopefully our weekly plans are helping you stick to that and stay aligned to your SMART goal for the year. So every month we've been trying new brands, new for me. Last month I wanted to try Mango because I don't even know if I ever purchased anything from Mango. I don't think that I have. And I don't even think I thrifted anything. So I really didn't have a point of reference to say like, oh, I like Mango, I don't like Mango. Everything I heard about Mango was relatively good. Now, Mango is also compared in some ways to Zara. So of course, you know, we love Zara. We do. Zara is great for trends. They're very trend forward. They are going to give you all of the things that you see in the high fashion magazines and runways and all of the best street styles you see all over the world. Like, Zara is that girl, okay? From your basic denim, we talked about all of the blazers and all of the different styles that they have, dresses, style, even workwear. Zara is strong for those statement pieces. The quality overall is not bad. I don't think anybody thinks that Zara is cheap and they sell cheap clothes. I would just say that it is very synthetic heavy. And again, I always have to add this caveat. Polyester and other synthetics like rayon viscose is actually a semi-synthetic, semi-organic blend. So those are not necessarily the worst or the lowest quality fabrics or blends that you could get. And as we've said before, polyester isn't either. It just depends on how it is woven and constructed into the actual fabric that makes the garment, and then ultimately how the garment is constructed and sewn and the consideration that's put into the garment when it's made. We consider all of those things when we think about Zara. And I would say that if I had to give it a grade, it would probably be a B-. So that's not bad, right? Especially when you could go to their 70% off sale and literally get like a blazer for $25 and, you know, get a dress for $15. Then to me, it's worth it. I'm not even gonna lie. It's worth it at that price point. But at the original price point of $180 for a polyester blazer, 100% polyester, yeah. You're gonna have to miss me with that. So that is basically what Zara is. Mango, on the other hand, is basically selling you an elevated, basic, curated wardrobe for work. And I think that's basically it. Now you can mix and match the pieces, and you know, because the whole trouser style and the whole blazer style has very much been on trend for the last 5 years, and people wear that casually. I know I do. I've always worn blazers casually. So to me, I'm right at home at a place like Mango because I can wear all that stuff wherever I want to go to. But Mango to me is exclusively like workwear and maybe like your sort of elevated casual, a nice like summer tea dress or something like that. But you're going to get some better quality fabric blends. You just are. You just are. Maybe something slipped through that I missed. I just have to say I love Mango, and somebody better tell her because I'm not letting that man go. But I don't really think that you can do a fair assessment or comparison between Zara and Mango because I don't really think that they're trying to compete, and I don't think that they're really trying to give you the same thing. But I do think that their consumers are similar. I think you're going to Zara for those trendy statement pieces, and then you're going to Mango for, you know, some elevated basics. Like you're going to go for your blazers. You're going to go for a beautiful suit, right? A beautiful suit, a beautiful trench coat, a beautiful wool coat. So let's get into the things that I did purchase because I purchased quite a few pieces from the Mango outlet. And before I purchased from MangoOutlet.com, I don't know if they have a store anywhere, I did a deep dive, or I didn't really go that deep, but you know, I did a little research to see if the quality between Mango and Mango Outlet were similar. And based on everything that I read, it was. And now, you know, there's a whole big debate between like, you know, a brand and their outlet diffusion brand not being the same quality. And from what I gathered so far, Mango is not necessarily creating like a secondary quality brand just for the outlet store. It seems like most of what they are outfitting the store with, or the Mango outlet website with, are past seasons and overstock. So I think we're safe in that regard. When it comes to the overall quality, you might find some inconsistencies even with like, oh, I got this skirt from Mango and, you know, the thread was coming undone. I don't know if that means that if I got it from Mango.com or Mango, would the quality be better? I don't know. I don't have enough data. I don't have enough experience with that. So let's check back a year from now. We'll see. So let's talk about the pieces that I purchased last month. Okay, so we got 4 things from MangoOutlet.com, and we spent $87 in total. And I would say that that is a really good deal, quite frankly, a steal for these pieces and the type of quality they demonstrate. Okay, so the first piece is this blazer. So this blazer was $26.99 on sale, originally $139, and it is 91% viscose and 9% polyester. And I just love a good cream pinstripe blazer, perfect for spring, summer, and even fall with a nice brown or burgundy turtleneck. Like, this is just so cute. And when I put it on, it just felt like butter. And even the packaging was so great. I love the way it was packaged, and it came with the hanger and everything. It just felt so sophisticated. I was like, okay, Mango, I see you trying to lure me in. Okay, I'm almost there. So I love that blazer. Cannot wait to wear it and style it with these lyocell pleated pants that I got. Now these pants were $16.99 on sale, originally $89. So that was a steal. It is mostly lyocell. I think it's about 70 or 80% lyocell, and then about 15 or 10% cotton, and then the remainder is linen. The cotton and the linen obviously are going to give you that oxygen you need for summer, and then the lyocell is going to give you that flow and that structure so it doesn't look flimsy. And because it is pretty much an organic, you have to iron it. So that's going to be the only problem, because I'm just like, oh child, all these linen and cotton pants for spring and summer I have to iron. I think I'm just going to I'm going to take one day, hopefully during spring break, and then iron all of my linen and cotton pants so I can just have them ready to go. Because if I don't, there's no way I'm waking up in the morning when it's time to go to work 30 minutes before I have to leave and try to figure out if I'm going to iron these pants or not. Like, it's just not going to happen. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to wear at that point. Then the third thing I got were these satin pants, and these were $12.99. Originally $79. Now these are 100% polyester. I needed a slouchy pair of pants for my spring refresh capsule, and I went with the satin pants. Now the satin fabric is always a little bit problematic. We talked about that before when we talked about the synthetic blends, comparing satin to silk. Silk obviously is typically going to be 100% silk, 100% organic. Sometimes they might add a little elastine to give it a little bit more, you know, pliability and stretch. But for the most part, your satin is usually going to be a polyester. I'm trying to think if have I seen satin done? I think I saw a rayon satin pant, and I can't remember the brand. So, but I love these pants, and what I will say about Mango is that Mango is definitely for the tall girls or the girls with long legs like me, because the length is perfect. It's even very long. Most of the time, if there is an option for length, I always have to get a tall. I don't think there was an option for tall, but the length is really good. And a lot of the reviews that I read said that Mango typically runs taller. You know what's so interesting about that is that it's kind of on brand with high-end designers. Oftentimes they give you a little bit extra fabric, so if you need to alter things, you have more fabric than less fabric. Whereas some of your fast fashion brands, they give you that exact length. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know where Mango probably is fast fashion, whatever. I don't know where they fall on that whole spectrum, but I'm just saying the clothes and the fabric, it feels generous, right? Like, these pants are a size large, but I really could have worn a medium. The blazer it just drapes nicely. So they are pretty generous with the fabric. So that's something to consider depending on how you want your clothes to fit and move on you. So I loved it for that. And the last thing that I got from Mango, that I don't even have here because I'm about to return it. So it's kind of packed up almost. I got a satin skirt, and it is already running, and it has some pulled threads. So as soon as I took it out the bag, I was just like, oh no, return to sender. Like, this is unacceptable, Mango. Okay. And I know that satin does do that, especially with the skirts, because I had a Rachel Zoe skirt, satin skirt, and the Rachel Zoe satin is pretty thick. It's really, I mean, I'm not saying Rachel Zoe is making the best quality, but just, you know, pound for pound fabric wise, the satin pieces that I've gotten from the Rachel Zoe collection compared to now even Mango and Zara and other places, it's really thick. So I had a satin skirt that I had for years, and I wore it like a lot. That was like I wore that thing out. Okay, so I can't even be mad. But eventually got a run in it, and I was like, come on. You know, when it gets like the stocking run and the thread, and then that threading and the fabric just kinds of pulls. You know, you could maybe stitch a little hole on the side. Of course, you could fix a hem. But when it gets that run in the fabric, there's really no coming back from that. And so the Mango skirt came like that. So it's going to be hard to debunk anything as far as like saying that the Mango outlet quality may or may not be as good as the Mango quality, because I don't have a Mango satin skirt to compare it to. But I will say this, that keeping in line with the business model as far as like what they decide to put in the Mango outlet store versus the Mango store, that could have been an item that they said, you know what? No, there's no way we could put these in the store. So we'll put them, we'll sell them to the outlet people. Okay. So that's my review of Mango. I love all the pieces that I got except for that skirt. I think that for $87, like, that is a pretty good lot of clothes to get. Oh, and the skirt was $14.99, 96% polyester, and I guess what's that, 4% elastine. Both the pants and the skirt were originally $79. Okay, that's my Mango review. I'm a mango girl now. We said no loyalty shopping, but I'm telling you, and now they have 30% off, but I'm not like, I don't need anything. The Capsule is closed, y'all. The Capsule is closed, so we're good. I'm just saying that when I do need something, I'm gonna hit up Mango first, and then, you know, fill in the trend pieces with some Zara here and there. We love them both. They're both our girls. They both have an equal part in our heart. Okay. So again, no real comparison. They're just good for different things. Oh, I almost forgot. I did make one other purchase. How could I forget? So at the end of Black History Month, literally the last 2 weeks, Gap released its collaboration with Harlem Fashion Row. And Harlem Fashion Row is basically like a fashion organization that brings new and fresh Black designers and basically connects them with big brands, right? Like Gap and probably Target and I don't know, Nordstrom and, you know, just H&M, right? And they do a collaboration. Hopefully Zara will do one if they haven't already done one. So they released a denim collection with, I believe it was like 5 different designers. And when I found out, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to do this for the culture. I really do. So I posted 2 videos where I reviewed the entire collection by all the different designers, basically just a preview of it. And then I actually styled the one piece that I got. So this is lyocell tencel cotton blend shirt. It's about 75% lyocell. Lyocell is used in a lot of denim items like shirts, pants, you know, it gives it a flow rather instead of being stiff and hard. And then of course it also has cotton in it. So I love this shirt. I posted a video so you can check that out and you can see how I styled it and I love it. I think I'm gonna keep it even though it's $110 and it broke the budget for the month, but it was worth it because we did it for the culture. So let's get into April's plan because I'm excited. We got a lot to do and not a lot of money to spend. Okay, so for week 1, we are decluttering accessories. Accessories are not just an extra, an add-on, an additional. They're actually a multiplier. Like they really can take your outfit to the next level. You can make multiple outfits with the same clothes, just change out the accessory. And we know that. But I don't think that we've been intentional enough about that, especially when we get all crazy about like, oh, it's spring and now I need some new stuff, or it's summer and now I need some new stuff. No, maybe we just need some new ideas with the things that we already own. So we are going to spend the first week decluttering all of our accessories. So that means your jewelry, your scarves, your hats, and your bags, and anything in between that's related. Really go through and assess everything and figure out, you know, what you need to keep, what you want to keep, and what you're going to let go of. I remember when I got these, I was so excited because I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be my summer vacation jam. Okay. And I never wore them. I don't know why. So I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to wear this even now, beginning in spring, maybe for workwear. I don't know. Last year, when we decluttered accessories, my challenge was to make outfits out of my headbands. So I had to take 3 headbands and build an outfit around these headbands. And I think I did that back in February because my outfits were winter inspired, which makes sense for this type of a headband. But I have all kinds of headbands. You have scarves. So really declutter things and look at what you have and assess the quality and the style if it's still something you want to keep. And accessories are not necessarily cheap. For good quality bangle or even some earrings, you could be spending hundreds of dollars on your accessories. So look at what you have and really try to use the pieces that you have. And again, if you are a maximalist, this is your time because everything is in. And even if you're not, this is still a good time to experiment and try things. It's always a good time to try and experiment things. And it's always a good time to just reflect your personal style, no matter what. But I'm just saying, like, you're just not going to be outside by yourself. All of these accessories are on trend. You know, we're doing all of the bangles now. You know, we're still mixing the metals. So you're going to see a lot of that, right? So this is really a good time to, like, you want to create a very interesting stack, you know, and maybe you just have on a simple black maxi dress and you just want to do a nice stack of interesting bangles. This is your moment. Okay. Same thing if you want to layer some necklaces. So I think that this is the perfect time to declutter all of our accessories and really just kind of throw them on yourself and see what works. So that leads us into week 2. We are styling our spring capsule. So this is the time to really prove what works in our capsule and what doesn't, because let's face it, like, we own stuff, but we haven't really styled it. Not to mention even worn it. And here's the number one reason why we don't wear a lot of our things is because we buy it, we get excited about it. You see something you like, and you think of all the different ways you're going to wear it. Like, oh my goodness, it's going to be perfect for this event, that event, or I could wear it to work and I could wear it all these different times. And then you take it home and the imagination stops, especially if you don't wear it within that first week and you keep adding more things to your closet. So it's so important to really, as we're going through these cycles of decluttering, to really get an inventory, not necessarily to throw everything out, but really get an inventory of what we have and style it. Have fun playing dress up in your closet. It's so much fun. And then this weekend you do your closet. Next weekend we go do, you do your girlfriend's closet, your sister's closet, everybody's closet. It's so much fun. So this is our challenge for week 2. We're going to find a bag that we already own. We're going to take 1 to 2 accessories that we already own. And we're going to use the capsule that we built. And we're going to create at least 5 different outfits, mixing and matching all of those pieces. And again, it could be more than one bag because you probably own more than one bag. But the whole point is to think about a bag that you have not used, accessories that you do not use that often, because what's going to happen is that's going to prompt you to wear clothes that you haven't worn. If you bought new clothes for the capsule, chances are you probably haven't worn all of it yet. And not to mention, we built a capsule with the pieces we already owned, just so we already have our staples for what we're going to wear for the season. But we have other things in our closets as well. So bring in other pieces from your closet, mix and match different items. Especially, this is like a really good time to get to, like, redate. We're going to get to know the clothes all over again. We're going to start dating our clothes again. Like, oh, I did like you about 5 years ago, but you kind of were a little bit tight. Or, maybe I didn't like the color, but let me see if it'll work with these pants. Just get to know your wardrobe all over again. Take a big statement earring with a basic outfit, like denim, denim on denim, and you have some big stacked bracelets or big statement earring, necklace. It just elevates the look. And it still keeps your identity and style intact. We're not trying to decorate ourselves with accessories. We're actually trying to enhance the look, enhance our style, and wear our clothes. Okay, so week 3 is the great signature bag hunt. So we built a spring capsule, and part of that was a statement bag. So what exactly is a statement bag? Okay, so a statement bag is a bag that reflects your identity. It pops in some way. It may not necessarily pop in color. It could pop in style. It could pop in the structure of it. It could pop in the detailing and the accessories of the bag. But most importantly, because it's a signature bag, not necessarily a statement bag in of itself, it is a bag that you could wear every day with all of these different outfits that you built from the capsule. So this is really going to close the capsule. This is really the end. And I would even say the piece de resistance of the capsule. Okay, because again, it is not only like that foundation that you could wear with everything, like your shoes, but it's going to add your signature style and flair to every single outfit, no matter how basic or bold the outfit may be. The most stylish bag in your closet may not even be something that you already own, but something that we can actually build. So follow me here. So it's not about trends. It's really about your personal style. So I want you to be creative and think about the bags that you have in your closet. That it could be simple, it could be quirky, but just something that you may have not necessarily worn a lot. And maybe you want to give it a refresh. So let me show you some examples. Let's start with this bag. So this is one of my favorite bags, but at times it has not been a bag that I necessarily reach for when I'm looking for a bold statement, or sometimes it didn't necessarily balance an outfit. And also it's very big, and I feel like with the speedy bags like this, you have to keep it full to hold its shape, then it's going to be heavy. Okay. So this year, you know, the charms were very much on trend, and I decided to add some charms. Initially, when this style came out, when this trend started, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, I was like, ew, that's so childish. It's not me. It's very gaudy. It's tacky. All this crap on your bag. Why? And for whatever reason, I don't know why I had the notion like, oh, you know what? Get one of those fruit charms. That might look cute. So I got one. And then I thought, can't just have one. And then I got this little furry thing because I felt like I needed more of a statement on here. And then I added this little polka dot silk tie to give it, you know, a pop of color without making it too bold. And then I said, why not just add my initial? So then I got this keychain charm. And here she goes. Now I have an everyday signature bag that has character, it has flair, but it's still like muted because it's going to go with everything. I had this old Gucci Boston bag. It's probably, is it 20 years? No, not that old. 11, 12 years. And it was old and kind of worn in a lot of places. And I had seen on Etsy, there are like bag painters, people who paint bags. You give them a design, you tell them, hey, I want these flowers. I want this decorative thing. Basically, they customize any bag you give them with any kind of design. And so I decided to add this floral element to it. And it just gave it a whole new life. And this is my go-to spring and summer bag. And I forget about it every year because every year, like when spring is upon us, I'm like, oh, I need a nice bag for spring. And then I go through my closet and I'm like, girl, I'm right here. And she goes with everything that I'm going to wear for spring. Everything. Because I'm wearing colors. And even if I'm wearing black or white in the spring and the summer, it's a floral bag. It's going to go. It works. Okay. And the customization was, it was about $275. And I got it customized about 5 years ago during the pandemic, you know, when you were home, bored, spending money. So this was one of my pandemic projects. I definitely think it was well worth the $250 or $275 that I spent. So if you're interested in something like this, let me know. I will try to find a contact. I know that she still does it because I still get emails, you know, through the newsletter and what have you. But there's so many vendors on Etsy who do this, but I can vouch for her work. So that's one way to take a bag that you own and make it a signature bag. And if you feel like you don't have any bags, obviously you don't want to paint your bags because that's going to change everything. You have to be really committed, or the bag has to be, I'm telling you, I think it's a good idea if you have a really worn out bag and it may have, you know, it's kind of tattered in some places. Not like shredded where you can't use it at all, but like, you know, some scratches. Then I think getting that customization on it is just perfect. You know, even if you don't want something too bold, you can get a muted design. And lastly, we know we can always thrift a signature bag. I absolutely think this is the best way to find the perfect signature bag. Okay, so a few things to look for. Obviously, when you go to a thrift store, you are looking for genuine leather. Why else? Why else am I in the thrift store if I'm not looking for the best quality things, right? Like, I know we just need things and we want things at a reasonable price, but because we know we can get high quality fabrics and goods at a thrift store, that should be our main focus. And you can get good quality leather bags at any thrift store. Okay, so this is one of my favorite bags that I've gotten from a thrift store. And this is actually a woven tote bag for the summer. Oh, look, I have another bag in here. Look at that. See, this is why you have to declutter. I have another bag in here. I think I was keeping this in here for to hold the structure. This bag is also a thrifted bag. This is cute. This is a cute little statement bag as well. This periwinkle lavender bag. And this is Banana Republic. Is it? Yep. Banana Republic leather. Okay. So this bag is a very obscure brand. I tried to look it up. I don't know who it is. It's called Moo Bags, but it is really good quality woven. And that's another thing. Sometimes with woven bags, you look at them and you could already tell that they don't have much long to live. This bag is really good quality. It's leather, and I mean, just look at the style of it, right? It looks like one of the Louis or even a Celine woven bag for the summer, but it has even more personality, like with the fringe, the leather fringe on it. I just love it. And if that's not enough personality for you, you can get one of these chains that they're selling now, and look, you can add some more jewelry and accessories to it if you want to, if that's your thing. Here's another black bag, very basic, that I thrifted. Cleo and Paddock. And what makes this such a signature bag is this peekaboo red lining. It just really elevates the overall look of the bag. But it's such a cute bag, and I keep forgetting that I own it. I'm like, oh, I need a good black leather bag. I need a good everyday black leather bag. Now, I don't know if this is a good everyday black leather bag because while it's casual enough for me to just put my stuff in it, it's just, right, it just has an elevated design that I don't want to waste for just every day. To me, this by itself is such a signature bag. If you wanted to, because you're like, listen, girl, I need a little bit more. I like to do a little bit extra. Okay, I get it. I get it. Sometimes I like to be a little bit extra too. You can add one of those charms, right? Maybe some silver charms. I like that idea too. My number one signature bag for the season is going to have to be this tangerine gal. Okay, so this is a recent gift. My mom got this for me when we were thrifting at a store in North Carolina, and I kind of guilted her into thrifting and into getting my purchases for me. So every now and then, even as an adult, you gotta guilt people into gifting you stuff sometimes. Okay. So again, one of those obscure brands, bought here. And when you look it up, I mean, there's not really a lot of information online other than other people trying to sell it on Poshmark. But this bag is so beautiful. The leather is so smooth. I feel like it's like lambskin. And then it's painted silver, metallic inside. It was $16, and I thrifted this by way of my mom from a store called Rumors in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So this is going to be my statement bag for the season. Just imagine all of the colors that we're wearing this season, because remember, we're wearing all the colors. But all of the muted colors, whether I'm wearing some brown, some burgundy, some pastels, some mint green, I'm wearing beige, cream, black. This is my girl, okay? So obviously this makes it a signature bag because of the color. I love this tangerine. It's not too bright, but it's definitely bold. And I love the hardware on it. I love this. If you have to go out and shop to find a signature bag, and I'm telling you right now, do not go anywhere other than a thrift store. Please do yourself a favor. Again, if you are going to go to Zara, Mango, Nordstrom, wherever you shop typically for bags, even if you go to TJ Maxx and any of those places, really try to catch a good sale. Don't necessarily just choose the first thing that you find, especially because it just makes it so much more fun when you set out on this mission. Like, I'm going to hit up these 5 thrift stores, right, this week or over the next 2 weeks, and I'm looking, these are the things. You have a checklist and you have a vision in mind. You know, even beforehand, go to Pinterest and start pinning some ideas of bags. I just feel like when you do all of these things, it's almost like manifesting it. It's just going to work out. It works out for me. Okay, so lastly, we're going to upgrade what we already have. You don't have to go out and find something, but it is fun. And, you know, you're going to stick to a small budget. Like these bags, none of these bags were more than 20 bucks. The most expensive one was the tangerine bag, and that was $16, and that's because it wasn't from Goodwill, because the Goodwill bags are going to be like $9 at most. So upgrade what you already have with charms and other accessories like scarves and keychains. If it's a canvas bag, maybe you could put some buttons on there. You could put some brooches on there. Oh, ooh. Do I have a good canvas bag? I might have to look into that. So we're not decorating these bags. We're designing a statement bag. I like that. And that brings us to week 4. Per usual, we're tracking our spending and tracking our wears. We can't ever escape that. That is so important. Okay, so this is a time to really look at what you've so far what you've spent for the entire year, just not month to month. The budget is for the entire year. So you really want to track your spending to see where you are on that spectrum of your annual budget, not just how much you've been spending every month, but where you are on that trajectory towards your goal or away from your goal, right? If you're way off. So as you know, we're not to exceed $1,000 for the year. And to date, so for March, even though we went over a lot, we did, because, you know, we had to do it for the people. We did it for the culture, child. Okay, so it was worth it. Excuse me. So in March, between the $87 that we spent at Mango, which I do have to subtract $15 for the skirt that I'm going to return. So whatever that math is, but with it, $87 plus $110. So at $197, so almost $200 for March. In January, we spent $80 because I returned the vest from Madewell, and then $50 from Quince because I returned the sweater as well. So in total, we are at $327 for January, February, March. April, we're not spending anything. So I think we're in a good place. My goal is to not spend more than $200 between now and the end of summer. So that's like September, Labor Day weekend, whatever that is, child, right? And I think that's really practical because I can get a good pair of sandals and, you know, maybe 1 or 2 maxi dresses, and I'm pretty much like solid, right? So I think I'm good to go. I don't need anything else besides those 2 things. We'll see, because we haven't even built the summer capsule yet. So again, tracking our spending for the whole year and also making sure that we are wearing our clothes, okay? Which is why week 1 and week 2 are so important, decluttering and restyling everything that we own. All right, so I think that's all I have for today. I think that's everything for April. We have a lot to do in April. We have a lot, but it's all fun stuff. I'm so excited. But we are very intentional in everything that we're doing for April and moving forward. So that's all, guys. So thank you for sticking to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.